Have you ever wondered why our minds seem to go into overdrive when we're trying to sleep? In this video, we'll explore late night pondering and how it impacts our lives. Join me as we delve into the science and psychology behind those restless nights and uncover strategies to break free from the labyrinth of endless thoughts. A quick disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. The information shared is for general purposes only and should not be considered as medical advice. First off, why do our minds wander at night? Our brains are constantly active. Throughout the day, our minds are occupied with tasks, responsibilities, and distractions, leaving little room for much else. The not-so-immediate issues fade into the background. And then, as the day winds down, the absence of external stimuli allows our minds to wander freely. You could be hit with a sudden surge of creativity, but it can also lead to an influx of negative thoughts, memories, and reflections. Our brains like to solve problems. It makes sense for unresolved problems to surface when no other thoughts occupy our brains. The fluctuation of hormones, such as cortisol and melatonin, throughout the night can impact the intensity and nature of late-night thoughts. Cortisol, which is often associated with stress, may contribute to the persistence of worrisome or challenging thoughts. Meanwhile, melatonin, responsible for regulating sleep-wake cycles, may affect the overall depth of sleep. Bad sleep does more to us than make us grumpy in the morning. Sleep is linked to nearly every bodily function, from how well our bodies fight infection to how well we think. Your brain relies on sleep to properly function and process the previous day. According to Dr. Andriy Zinchuk, I hope that I pronounced that right, a sleep specialist from Yale Medicine, even a single night of sleep deprivation can impact memory and attention. Sleep-deprived people take longer to make decisions, and those decisions tend to be incorrect. The trail of thoughts. I like to compare the thoughts popping up in our minds at night to the folktales about the will-o-wisps, also known as jack-o'-lantern, ignis fatuus, fairy lights, hanky-pank, among other names. In the folktales, will-o-wisps lure travelers off the path at night, then the travelers disappear. Or worse. When we face problems, regrets, or even ideas, our subconscious kicks in to solve these challenges. When your mind isn't busy with tasks or distractions, thoughts about these matters rise to the surface. Sometimes these thoughts are beneficial. For instance, if you need to have a tough conversation with a friend, taking a walk and reflecting on what you want to say can help you organize your thoughts, understanding your feelings, and address the core of the issue. Reflecting on things can be beneficial, but it's essential to condition your mind to recognize that being in bed means time for sleep. While it might be tempting to entertain a sudden thought, giving in can compromise the quality of your sleep. And some problems simply can't be solved, no matter how much you dwell on them. In fact, overthinking can even be counterproductive. Indulging in a thought that pops up is a choice. You can also acknowledge it's there and then set it aside. If the thought represents a new idea you believe worth exploring, make a quick note of it in your phone, or ideally even a piece of paper or a book, so you can explore that idea during the daytime. If you often find yourself lying awake at night with solvable problems on your mind, consider going out for strolls sometimes during the daytime. Walking accelerates your heart rate, increasing blood and oxygen flow not only to your muscles, but also to your organs, which includes the brain. If walking isn't your cup of tea, other physical activities such as swimming, cycling, or even gardening can have a similar effect. By addressing the issue during the day, your subconscious mind is less likely to bother you with it at night. Worries, what-ifs, remembering that one specific thing you did when you were 16 and are still embarrassed about, these thoughts are not worth exploring. No matter how much you think on them, you won't be able to solve these problems. If an issue continues to haunt you over extended periods, consider seeking out therapy. For fleeting or new worries, try not to give it any attention for now. Giving something out of your control too much thought may lead to overthinking and catastrophizing. Here are some strategies you could try if you find it challenging to just stop thinking at night. Reduce exposure to screens, including phones, tablets, and computers, at least an hour before bedtime. The blue light emitted by screens can interfere with the production of melatonin. Remember, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep-wake cycles? It can be tempting to doom scroll or play video games to get your mind off work or school. And up to a certain time of the day, that's all fine. But to get your melatonin in check, you should switch to another activity. Create a consistent bedtime routine that signals to your mind and body that it's time to wind down. Promote relaxation in a way that suits you. This could include reading a book, yoga stretches, dimming the lights, drinking herbal tea, journaling, household chores, or organizing your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Sugar is bad for you for many reasons, including its impact on sleep quality, especially when consumed right before sleep. It causes blood sugar spikes, which is a spurt of high energy followed by very low energy. Just another reason to skip that midnight snack. Other stimulants, such as caffeine or tobacco, should also be avoided before sleep. Your muscles tense up when you're stressed. By relaxing your body, you're sending a signal to your subconscious to calm down as well. Sometimes a warm bath or shower will do the trick, but you can also relax your muscles while you're already in bed. Tense and then gradually release each muscle group. This technique not only helps in promoting relaxation, but also redirects your attention from unwanted thoughts. You could also anchor your thoughts in the present moment by engaging in deep, intentional breathing exercises to center your focus. If this all doesn't work for you, occupy your mind with thoughts that don't involve solving issues. If you're sleeping alone, try putting on a podcast, a true crime video, or ASMR white noise. The content itself doesn't really matter, but longer content and calmer voices generally do the trick better. If you can't play any audio or when this doesn't work for you, picture a serene landscape or calming scenario. As the subconscious mind grapples with unresolved issues and seeks to solve problems, our thoughts at night can become like a maze. It's counterproductive as it affects our cognitive abilities during the day. With training and practice, we can become the masters of our own minds. There are various techniques to ignore the wispy thoughts, including limiting screen time before bed, establishing a bedtime routine, limiting stimulants, muscle relaxation, mindfulness, and visualization. Sleep well, and may the night bring you peaceful rejuvenation.